Hey, what's up everybody? It's Brian from Strictly Nerd. Trying something a little bit different. We're going to try a little bit of a vlog thing where I'm just going to talk about things that throughout the week have piqued my interest. Maybe something I shared on Facebook or things I just want to elaborate on throughout the course of the week. So let's start on an interesting note because everybody's kind of buzzing about it. It's Game of Thrones getting ready to start up again. And they're already teasing that the show is going to greatly deviate away from the books. Now, is this a bad thing? Maybe. I mean, for people who read and love the books, you know, everybody's all up in arms and pretty upset. A character that is still alive in the books apparently will be dying this season. George R. R. Martin has, you know, come out and he's not even in outrage, and it's his world. So, do we really have the right to be upset that they're changing the books? And the idea is that with these books, you know, you have the books and then the shows, and yes, they're supposed to be of the same, if you will, but couldn't it just be, you know, another take on this world? You know, some things change. You know, you write books and then the book's published and you're just like, man, I wish I would have done it this way instead. And I think with George R. R. Martin being a part of this this team, I think that's kind of what we're seeing. I mean, no one's going to come out and say, yeah, George R. R. Martin said that the book sucked because of this. But, I mean, why not take a little bit of liberty? As long as the core of the universe is intact, go for it. Why not? I mean, is it really, is the show not good? Is my question. If you hadn't read the books at all, do you think the show would be any worse off? I mean, would you enjoy it less, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't think so. I think I'm a non-book person. Like, I'm in that group. Like, the Red Wedding surprised the hell out of me. And I was one of those people freaking out. But the books I have read that have turned into movies or series or whatever, Walking Dead is a big one. You take it in stride. You take it as in, this is in that universe. These are these characters. But it's a retelling. Or think of it like a folktale. You know, folktales change as each person tells the story. So why not use that same logic when you're translating something from a book or whatnot into a movie or TV show? I want to really talk about that's kind of been bugging me, I guess, a little bit, is the whole fanboy, fangirl thing. And as a gamer, I think, and I kind of wore this shirt just particularly for this, is I think we should all be able to coexist. Do we really have to be at each other's throats because somebody wants to play Xbox and somebody wants to play PS4? Or, shit, someone wants to play Wii U? Who cares? I mean, we're all gamers. We all enjoy that same culture and being nerdy about stuff and enjoying storylines or pure action. You know, some people have to have that hyper realism that Xbox One and PS4 have, and some people can take the stylized versions and the trimmed down stuff of Wii U because of mechanics and just overall gameplay. So why is there this internet flame war saying, oh well, PS4 VR RAM blah 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 versus, you know, Xbox had utilizing blah 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 RAM? The games, honestly, I have both. I'll just come out and say it now. I have both, and I alternate between games depending on content, exclusivity, and that sort of thing. That's really the only thing that really makes me pick one way or the other. Now, do we feel that we have to start this huge war over such a minimal difference? Now, the one I've left out, and I'm going to get to it here in a second, is PC Master Race, right? Woo, PC Master Race. I do have a gaming rig as well that I use pretty heavily. Stuff like Dragon Age Inquisition is now being played on there. Are we playing The Witcher on there as well? Witcher 3 is going to be on there as well. And I'm leaning more towards PC in those games that are going to have that community, like Skyrim and that, where you have that modding community. Fallout, I play both Fallouts on PC. So again, it bleeds back to content. Now, don't get me wrong, PC looks phenomenally better than Xbox, PS4, of course Wii U. But not everybody's gonna have the means to build that rig to match. And as games get bigger and more graphically enhanced, those CPUs get more and more expensive. So why can't we just, instead of focusing, oh well, I'm getting on PS4 because of blah, or I'm getting on Xbox because Xbox blah blah blah, why don't we just talk about the games? Let's skip where you're playing it. Let's get back to just the games. The games are the exciting part. That's what we're turning those systems on for. Do we really have to beat each other up over what we're playing it on? How about the fact that we're just playing it? I think that's the most important part for me. We're going to move on to a little bit of the fun, I guess the fun stuff, or just, I got the rants out of the way, let's put it that way. So I want to start with what I call the weekly nope. The video that you're watching right now is basically somebody feeding raw meat to piranhas. Yes, it is terrifying. Could you imagine that being like your foot, your arm, or something like that? It's the sheer volume of fish that just engulf that small area where he throws that meat is ridiculous. So let's move on to my next portion of the video, which is what I'm going to call the weekly WTF. So apparently, you know, Nostradamus could have proved that Craigslist is a terrible place to be. Apparently, lady puts out an ad for baby clothes. An expectant mother decides that she would need said baby clothes, and they meet to do this exchange. And again, history proving this is a bad idea. Not all Craigslist transactions are bad, but a good chunk of them are probably pretty dangerous. So, expectant mother meets seller. Seller stabs mother, removes her baby from her womb via back alley C-section, if you will, and decides to then go to the hospital with it, not alive, mind you, and says, I had a miscarriage, and this is my baby. I just, WTF. And that's why it's weekly WTF. WTF. What possesses someone to even think this is acceptable on any means? I know that the mother did live and she's recovering, and I know that Cuckoo Lady is in jail waiting for her due process. Other than that, I don't have much to the story because I really didn't want to read any more of it. It really was just super messed up. And for my final piece, I'm going to talk about what I call the Strictly Awesome. So, Microsoft has decided to end Internet Explorer. Cue the applause. Thank God. Woo! It is over. Internet Explorer is being decommissioned. And that's awesome. Now, we don't know what it's going to get replaced with. I mean, we know Project Spartan, but we don't know if it's just going to be a reskin and we're going to have all the same problems. I hope not. Microsoft really needs to make a turnaround on their just OS, and after Windows 8 and Internet Explorer in general, they've both been awful. So speaking of Windows 8, this summer Microsoft is going to release Windows 10. The Big 10, double digits. What happened to Windows 9? I don't know. We went from like 8.2 to 9. From 8.2, I'm sorry. From 8.2, skip 9 to 10. I guess they just don't count. But anyway, so back to Windows 10. Windows 10 is actually, from what I've seen, I didn't get a chance to beta it or anything like that. I know some people who did. It's kind of a hybrid between like 7 and 8. As far as like, you're still gonna have your start menu and everything like that. And then the 8 portion, as far as like the tile, the live tiles and stuff like that, are going to be built within the start menu, which is kind of cool, I think. I mean, I haven't seen it in action, but I think we're taking a step in the right direction. Now, the cool part about it is Microsoft has come out and said they've lost connection with their consumers. So you're getting a free upgrade. Hey, free upgrade. Free upgrade for Windows 10.
It's a trap!
But that's not all. Even if you pirated Windows 7 or Windows 8 or whatever, you have a pirated copy, you get a free upgrade. How cool is that? Like, they're going to give out genuine copies so that, again, they can reconnect with their consumers to hopefully regain their trust and give them a full-fledged product that's not limited by, you know, non-genuine keys, because Windows does kind of trim itself down if you don't have a genuine key, or if you crack it, then you get all of them. But why not be legitimate? I mean, I understand operating systems are expensive, but this is a free upgrade. So I think if everybody took a stab at this, you might do okay, and you might enjoy Windows 10, and Microsoft may restore a little bit of your faith. Who knows? That's neither here nor there. Or
It's a trap!
it could just be a trap. They want to catch all the pirators and just nail them all to the wall right off the go. Who knows? But I have a legitimate copy of Windows 7. So I will probably upgrade on one machine and leave the other machine 7 so that I don't totally jack myself over if Windows 10 decides to be a nightmare. Could be. But that's all I have for you guys today here on the first Strictly Nerd vlog, if you will. I'll have a cool name for it eventually, but for now we're just going to call it the Strictly Vlog. And again, down in the comments below, anything that I talked about today, you know, what is your feedback, you know, or just ask me questions, what you want me to talk about as far as in another vlog where I'm just kind of ranting and raving and doing my thing. You keep those questions coming, I'll keep the episodes coming, and we'll see you next time. What one movie, game, TV show are you looking forward to the most in 2015?
This week's Hype